Eat those proteins, you'll grow muscle mass. No carbs, you become too big. Take those carbs, you'll feed your muscles. So how many of you have been bombarded with all these facts left, right and center? Well, I should know. Just yesterday, my mom saw the food I was eating and she came up to me and said, "Boy, you should eat more. If not, you'll get gastric." But I told my mom, if I were to eat more with each and every meal, I will die of fullness. And that's because I'm eating 9 meals a day, minimum. Well, it's never easy to decide which is the right diet for you. There will always be one that will claim theirs is the best and most suitable for your genetics. Yes, they do pull genetics into the field just to convince you that theirs is suitable for you and you should buy from them. You know, I think I should create a content in the future about genetics and how it affects your fat loss. But stay till the end to find out how you can improve your body's own natural fat burning abilities. You see, I've seen cases where their clients actually fainted during workout and they blame it on their clients' health conditions and inflicting fear by telling them that they have diseases. But after giving them some sugar, everything was okay. They are completely fine. And that is because they have low blood sugar due to fasting before the workout. And another telling his clients that they couldn't slim down after training with him for a month, that they have bad genetics, and ended up selling them different types of fat burners. And this same trainer actually came up to me and asked me to recommend his clients fat burners to slim down. But these same clients whom later I trained actually slimmed down without any fat burners at all. So it's definitely not their bad genetics that's causing them to not lose weight or fat. So how did I help myself and my clients to achieve fat loss success? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where I share honest information about weight loss and fitness. I'm Bong and that's my real last name, by the way. If you believe the idiom, "you are what you eat," when you first read it in high school or primary school, you already have the knowledge of weight loss, leaving just the practical actions to implement it. You are definitely what you absorb, and if you are constantly eating junk, you will be a junkyard. I'm always one that doesn't like to complicate things. When we talk about eating, we talk about macronutrients, but don't go all science on me and quote all those long scientific names. With basic weight loss, you just have to remember 4 categories: carbohydrate, protein, dietary fiber, and dietary fats. Let me know down in the comments below how you would rate the most to the least important in your diet. Well, to bodybuilders, they prioritize protein and carbohydrate, and followed by fiber and fats. And with some diet fats, they prioritize fats and proteins first, and followed by fiber and probably carbs, very little carbs to no carbs at all. But for myself, I put dietary fiber first, followed closely by carbs and protein, and last but not the least, dietary fats. If you recall from my previous videos, most dietary fibers contains negative calorie values, which also means it uses more calories to digest the food than the calorie contained in the food itself. Now, carbohydrate is definitely an energy source, fuel for the muscle, but choosing the right carbohydrates is just as important. Now, simple carbs are low quality carbs that sit higher on the glycemic index. It gets broken down quickly by the body to be used as energy, but this will cause a blood sugar spike, which will release the hormone insulin. But over-release of this hormone will cause many health complications, including insulin resistance, which will lead to type 2 diabetes. I will remind you again that insulin resistance is when the cell in your muscles, fats, and liver don't respond well to insulin and can't use the glucose from your blood as energy. And next we have protein, which is also a fan favorite for those seeking to increase their muscle mass. But is it a myth created by manufacturers? where every fitness magazine advertises about building large muscles with the abundant usage of protein. But what I know is protein helps repair and build body tissues, allow metabolic reactions to take place, and coordinates bodily functions. But we are here to talk about maintenance and fat loss. By eating protein, it helps to make us feel sated because it takes longer to digest compared to fats and carbs, hence delay hunger. And it also stimulates the release of hormones that makes you feel full. It also takes more energy to digest proteins and thus increase the rate of thermogenesis. Can you recall from the last video I mentioned why protein helps with fat loss? Stick around to the end for the answer and see if you got it correct. Last but not the least, dietary fats. Fats is not the enemy. Most people are afraid of fats because of how we were taught about them. But these fats being mentioned is trans fat and saturated fats. But with saturated fat, there is a gray area. One exception of a good saturated fat is coconut oil, cold press. This cold press oil actually helps to increase the HDL, which is the good cholesterol, and turns the LDL, the bad cholesterol, into less harmful form. Just like carbohydrates, not all fats are evil. Good fat aids in body energy production and cell growth support. Not only that, it helps to protect your organs and keep your body warm. And best part, it helps with the absorptions of nutrient and hormone productions. The good fats, unsaturated fats, helps to reduce the risk of high cholesterol levels and heart diseases, as well as decrease inflammation and aids fat loss. What? Fats aids fat loss? Well, dietary fats actually serve as a good source of energy. At the right amount, it helps to boost your metabolism and makes us feel sated for longer. Once we understand how each macronutrient affects our body, we will be able to make better choices in what we put inside our mouth. But knowing which is not enough. We need to know how much to eat as well. Remember the old saying, too much of a good thing can be harmful. So if you have not subscribed, please like, share, and hit that subscription button as well as smash that notification bell so you will be the first to be notified when I upload my next video where I talk about portion control and how it helped my clients and I to obtain sustainable fat loss results. So how do we improve our body's natural response to fat loss? It is highly linked to our diet, which people today couldn't stop putting into their mouth. Trans fat. Do you know it affects our hormones? Eating too much trans fat will affect the fertility in men by lowering them. And that's because trans fat change estrogen metabolism. And in men, this will cause an imbalance in the hormone and will negatively affect the sperm parameters. And of course, with too much trans fatty acid in your arteries, you won't be getting a good pump to your flagpole. So if you men want to stand big, hard, and strong, it's a big no-no for the trans fat. Now, women is not exempted. Too much of this estrogen floating around in your system will cause many health complications. Weight gain, of course, but it can lead to more serious cases in both genders. Cancer, type 2 diabetes, heart diseases, stroke, and many more. So why is a balance in hormone important, even in women? Testosterone plays an important role in their health. You see, testosterone helps maintain muscle mass and promotes muscle growth as well as bone strength. But don't you worry, women will not grow to look like the Hulk with proper balance of testosterone. It is important to maintain muscle mass, and I couldn't stop saying it. Muscles burn far more calories than fat tissues. So by maintaining a good amount of testosterone in your system, you are programming your body to be metabolic healthier, which in turn to help you burn fats naturally. So by now, I don't think I need to list out the full list of food that contains high trans fat. All you need to do is just internet and your time to Google it. but use common sense. So lay off those trans fatty food to avoid health complications, which in turn will affect your fat loss goals. So can you remember why protein aids in fat loss? Because most proteins are food that is high in thermic effect. So as always, I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, take care.